After 13 weeks of epic clashing, the playoffs are finally here. Yes, it is finally here. The Christie Clash playoffs. Congratulations to the 6 teams that made it in the championship playoffs. Better luck next time for the 6 that didn't, myself included. But hey, for the first time ever, the consolation bracket has meaning, has something to play for. The winner of that will be the first overall pick in next year's draft. The runner-up being the second pick, and so on. And in the finals, obviously no one's thinking of picks right now. They will slot in the bottom 6. They're all fighting for this bad boy, the Christie Clash trophy. Vice City will not be able to defend it this year as he is in the consolation, but X Factor has a chance to not only break the curse of the 1 seed winning the silver medal 4 years in a row, but to be the first 2-time trophy winner champion. What's going to happen? We're going to see. For all those basketball fans in our pools too, here's the basketball trophy. If you didn't notice yet, I got my hockey trophy medals up there. Let's not talk about how that one's going so far right now. That's all I got. These aren't necessarily going to be mine this year, especially the football one. It's going to be fun to watch, like my brother had said last week. You know, it was fun this past weekend. I mean, Green Bowl and Peyton lived up to expectations. That was huge. Big plays, big moments. Mine came right down to the wire. People were cheering for me to win, and it just didn't pan out. I don't mind it, though. I feel like I got a favorable matchup, at least this week. I don't play my brother. That's basically what it is. I think the FCO Bros kind of wanted to avoid themselves. Some housekeeping items before I get into the preview. Based on what I said in the last week's video, the FA budget's going to be tabled, that decision, to the end of this season in the final graduatory video. I have gotten over half of the league's opinion already, good and bad, both for and against it, I should say. But I want to hear from everybody, so I'm leaving that window open to the rest of the league. I will try to contact you if you don't first, but I encourage you to do so. And the decision will be made at league's end about the fall budget for waiver pickups for next year. The playoffs, however, are going to stay the way they are. I think this is, from the feedback I've gotten, you know, the lottery, the half lottery idea was interesting. Lottery is always fun, but I think to play for something, because we have a head-to-head format, I think is very important. And I think it's going to be key in this. And I mean, this is the most competitive year we've ever had. Congrats to everybody who really did it. Everyone had a chance, almost going up into almost the second to last weekend of this fantasy season, and that's unheard of. So we're going to keep it. We're going to keep the consolation, which means the draft will be non-snake every season. So you pick and that pick every round. That being said, let's get to the preview show. Based on the standings for the consolation bracket, Rough Riders gets the first bye and Peyton gets the second bye, which means the lowest seed winner will face Rough Riders next week. The highest seed winner will face Peyton. Going into that, the first matchup we have, yours truly, the Animal, takes on Markham Broncos. Lifetime, I'm 5-1 against Markham, dating back to 2011, with a playoff win in 2012. Average wins have been around 30, I'd say. I'm going to pick me just because of the history. I think I've always kind of had Markham's number. One of my wins this year, didn't get many of those. I like my matchups. I like throwing Winston against New Orleans. Landry, hope's going to bounce back. Greg Olsen against Atlanta. D. Will against Cincinnati. I think that game could be a bit of a shootout. We'll see. But I like, and I am going to play Michael Floyd tonight. We're going to go for it all. We're going to see what happens in this night game, Arizona versus Minnesota. I'm filming this about half an hour before game time, so if you see it, good. If not, know that the picks included no sway from Thursday. I am scared, like I said, about that Cincy matchup because he's got Roethlisberger and Wheaton. I got D. Will. I'm going to watch that game Sunday along with my Bills. You know, it's going to be fun. We're going to see what happens, but I'm going to go ahead and pick me. The hell, if I'm wrong, I'm done, right? I got a top 6 pick anyways. Win this week in the consolation, you get a top 4 pick, guaranteed. The other matchup is my brother Vice City versus New Day. Vice City's only 3-2 lifetime versus New Day. Vice City did win their earlier matchup this year, 131-98. I still think Vice City's going to roll and win. I mean, yes, at the behest of me, he has Russell Wilson and Tyrod, who I dropped when they were doing bad, and now, of course, as I drop them, They're doing good, so you're welcome, bro. He has to decide which one to play. Currently, he has Wilson slotted in that position. It depends if Sam Watkins is going to go and kill Philly like everyone's been killing Philly. But with Kelsey against the depleted San Diego team, Hill's been playing good. Like I said, shootout game potentially with Cincy and Pittsburgh. And Buck Allen had a lot of reps. And wow, they finally use a running back in Baltimore. Thanks. Not when I had Forsett, but when he has Javorius Allen. So a lot of question marks on New Day's team. If they play, that's good. If they don't, I think it's a safer bet for me to pick Vice. But we're going to see what happens. All I know is, regardless of what happens, I will probably not play my brother next week unless we both lose. Wouldn't that be funny? On to the championship, which everyone really wants to hear. The 3rd seed Loopy Lumberjacks takes on the 6th seed Marco. Loopy, congrats. It's his first playoff appearance, 2nd year. Marco's been in this dance before. He's won the bronze medal. Actually, I have it over here, Marco. It's in that pile. I don't know if you can see it down there with your baseball plaque. So Marco's been here before. He's seen it all. Obviously, he'd like to win and add to that baseball trophy he's got. I just think Loopy's got a little bit too much momentum. They're split in their overall series, 1-1. Loopy did win this year, 114-85. But I think Loopy's going to at least advance this round. Marco's just had, you know, his matchups were good when they needed him. Loopy's were better when they needed him. These were two fortunate teams points-wise. Marco, I think, might actually have the lowest points for and against ever the playoff team in our history. But he still found a way to hang on. But I think, you know, Dalton's in that game. He's got Fitzgerald tonight. I'm talking about Loopy, that is. Martavius Bryant, you know. I think Loopy's going to find a way to pull it out. I do think it's going to be a close matchup, though. I think within 15 points. So it could be interesting. Marco, really, man, it comes down to Eddie Lacy. Which Eddie Lacy you get? Eddie Lacy from 2 weeks ago, or do you get Eddie Lacy from last week? Go Pack, go for your case. You better hope your boys come through. The other matchup, which is the matchup of the week, in my opinion. 4th seed Tolerance hosts 5th seed Green Bowl. Kind of my two bros on the Mount Rushmore fantasy points, because the 3 of us are the only 3 in all 4 of my leagues. Basketball, football, hockey, and baseball. Lifetime Tolerance is 4-1 versus Green Bowl Packers, although he lost to him this year in his only loss, 105-101, very close matchup. I'm going to go with the upset, and I'm going to say Green Bowl wins again. I'm looking at this, of course, Tolerance only has Todd Gurley listed as a starting. I have to go to show his bench players. Sneaky. Doesn't want to show his hand. You know, Bortles will do fine, but I mean, you've got a lot of mid guys, and you know I didn't win this year, but I like to go with what I know, and I feel Green Bowl's got decent enough matchups. Newton is just going to crush it. Jeffrey versus Washington. Yeldon finally caught on track. It's a divisional game versus Indianapolis. And Evans plays the weaker New Orleans defense. So I think I'm going to go with Green Bowl. I know he's a little worried about his matchup. Equally, I'm sure Tolerance is worried. It's going to be close. I think this could be within 5 points again. But I'm going to give Green Bowl his first playoffs victory in his first playoffs ever. Take that. That happens, he goes and faces X Factor next week, which I know he wants, because X Factor, that was his only loss this season. And congrats to X Factor on having the best record at 11-1 ever in this pool. Good job. So with that, my picks are in. That's my preview. Take it for what it's worth. You heard the housekeeping items. Other than that, good luck to everybody, and I will see you all next week.